Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sarah, also Sarah's Faves on Instagram, which I will have linked below. And today we are doing my June reset video. So if you're new here, a couple of creators do this. I mean, not a couple, but a couple that I watch. A lot of creators do this and will reset and do goals for each month. So I like to bring you all along with me, what that looks like. Can we reflect, or not can we, let's reflect on May. What were my May goals? I can also link that video here as well for you all to watch. Hold on, sometimes when you talk a lot, you know, you have to take a deep breath. I just needed a minute. Billy is about to leave for lacrosse. Billy's my boyfriend, we live together. He's going to play lacrosse. Hobie's in the background, our dog, Billy's dog, but like now ours because we live together. And he's just staring at the door because he knows he's still here. Hobie. So, anywho, if you can hear Billy clamoring in the kitchen, that is why. But let's get started with a quick little beverage of choice. So I have two. I brought in here with me, I'm in the guest room. I brought Spindrift, which is just the lemon flavor, and we get these at Costco. And then I also brought, I've really been liking this for the past month or so. It is Slate Classic Chocolate Ultra Filtered Milk. So I actually work with them. I'm an ambassador for them. I ordered these actually on my own though, with my own discount code, which I can link below. I believe it's 10%, but I'll double check and link below. And this is their protein drink. They have a mocha flavor, which is caffeinated, a classic chocolate, which is the one I'm drinking, a vanilla latte, and then a dark chocolate as well. I want to say there's one more flavor, but I love it. It's a great way to get extra protein in. It has 20 grams of protein in each can. And then they also take the lactose out of the milk so that if you are lactose intolerant, you can drink it. So I'm not gonna drink this now, but I might have it like halfway through the video if I get hungry and feel like I need a little protein before dinner. But I did pour myself some fun ice, these little cubes, and I'm gonna pour my seltzer into this mason jar before we get started. I feel like I cut off what I was saying because I had to take a deep breath and show you Hobie, but let's do a drink first. We always need a drink, but we're gonna make a seltzer today. Make a seltzer, pour a seltzer. All right, let's get down to business. So I will go through my May goals, which goals I hit that I was working on. We'll go through June goals together. I set those for myself this week. And then we'll also go through just like some current favorites, things I'm loving. That's kind of a random hodgepodge of things, but we'll go through it together. I am also going to try to put photos on the screen. I literally have never done that before, but I know so many creators and YouTubers do that. I'm just haven't been like, you know, YouTubing how to put it on the screen, but I know there's a way, so we're gonna do it. And that's gonna be of like my favorite products and things I'm loving. So this is my journal. I actually bought this when I was in Krakow, one of my favorite cities in Europe, in Poland. And it's just like a normal little bullet journal. So rewind to May. It is still May. It's May 31st, but when you're watching this, it will be June 1st. And the reason I'm posting it Thursday instead of Sunday, I put a poll up on my YouTube and you all said you wanted it on June 1st. So let's post it tomorrow. And here are my May goals. So we have categories: personal goals, fitness goals, or wellness goals, not fitness, Sarah's Faves goals, and financial goals. So my 4 personal goals were read 3 books. I did that, we checked that off. I already also went through and like checked this off and X'd off the ones I didn't do. But let's go through the books that I read in May. And I'm pulling up my Goodreads now so we can see. Books that I read in May, I wanted to read 3, and I finished The Paris Apartment on May 1st. So do we count that as a book? No, I feel like that's a book read in April. So The Vanishing Half I read in May. The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo I read in May. A Man Called Ove I read in May. I Forgot to Die, which is an autobiography, I read in May. My sister's FaceTiming me. I have to talk to my nephew. 1 second. Hi, Henry. Okay, that was super important, obviously, because I don't live near my nephew, so I wanted to answer that. Hobie's still here's Billy in the kitchen. He's like, why won't you let me out, Mom? I didn't put any like bronzer or anything on my face for this video. I feel like I look pretty pale. So I'm like, is it overexposed or am I pale? You know, one of those. But I have mascara on and I did my eyebrows. So that's important. But let's go back to what I was reading. So where was I? Vanishing Half, Seven Husbands, man, forgot to die. The House Across the Lake, The Collected Regrets of Clover, The Inmate, and The Things We Leave Unfinished. Billy! He's not gonna be able to hear me. Billy! What? I read 8 books this month.
I can't hear you.
Okay, anywho. I read 8 books this month. My goal was 3. Are you for real? That goes into one of my goals for June, which I'll talk about. Because I feel like I'm such a homebody and all I do is sit at home and read, which is fine, but like, come on, Sarah. Find some more balance. Okay, so 8 books in the month of May, so I checked that off. Continue to practice latte art. This was another personal goal. So if you don't know, or you don't like haven't been following me for a bit, we have a Breville espresso machine. So I make a lot of my lattes at home. So I usually do like a hot latte in the morning. That's when I try to work with my latte art, you know, with like the pour and the we're trying. And then I do an iced latte, which obviously I don't do latte art for. But I've been practicing a lot at home and I feel like I'm kind of getting good at it. Not like super good, but I'm finding the motions and like finding how long I need to froth the milk for, what the texture has to be. I do really want to take a class, like a latte art making class, and they have them at certain like coffee shops around Austin for like $150 for the full day, which honestly I think is worth it. But I also just like love coffee and want to like, that's something I want to be able to do. And I don't have the time to like be a barista or work at a cafe, which I've also always wanted to do. So practice latte art. There's not really like a quantifiable way to measure that, but I have practiced it at home. 4 therapy sessions. I did not do that. I did it in April, and then I was using BetterHelp. And I really liked my therapist, so I was like, can we just like not do it through BetterHelp? I'd rather just kind of like pay you and do it on our own. And she said, yep, that's great, let's do it. And she emailed me, and I took like 2 weeks to get back to her. It was just one of those things that was on my to-do list. I was like, I need to do it, I need to do it. I really like her, like therapy helps, you know, all that stuff. And then I finally answered her. She got back to me earlier this week. I haven't answered her. She followed up. I still haven't answered her. So it's like, Sarah, what? Like, you know, like that's totally on me. So I am going to reply to her tonight, book a session for next week, get that on the calendar. And I know it always like makes me anxious to think about before going, but I always love it after and I feel really good. So I did not complete that. And then the 4th is organize and declutter guest room / office closet. I am in the guest room now. I did do this, not like totally to the point I wanted to, but I did it enough where I don't open the door and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much effing shit in here. The only thing is we still have Billy's old desk chair in here, and it takes up a lot of space in the closet, and you can't walk in the closet when it's in there, so it's just been kind of like sitting out in our guest room, and I really wanted to sell it, but no one wants it. It's just like an IKEA black desk chair. I'll show you. She's over there, and we're still trying to figure that out. So I might list on Facebook Marketplace again because there's just like really no home for it in our apartment. Okay, so those were all personal goals. I completed 3 out of 4, which is good. Billy's out the door, so we can leave the door open. Hobie can move freely throughout the apartment. I don't know why I had him in here anyways. It was mostly a noise thing when Billy was here. Okay, wellness goals. Let's move on to that category. I had 3 goals in here. First one, monitor protein intake. I checked that off. And I'm proud of it. Like, I didn't track it really intensely. I just was like, okay, I want to make sure I'm getting in more protein. Hello, Slate. I get protein through that. I have protein bars I really like. And then another goal I want to focus on in June, which I'll talk about, relates to getting more protein as well. So I didn't want to be like micromanaging with myself on it. I really didn't want to obsess over it because I have a history of doing that with things I eat sometimes. And so I just want to monitor it and make sure like, okay, each meal has X amount of protein, or it wasn't even a number, it was just like being aware of it. So like, how can I add protein powder to my overnight oats? How can I add collagen peptides to my smoothies and stuff like that? Number 2, personal training 2 times per week. I did that, pretty self-explanatory. It is expensive, but I love it. And then meditate 1 time each week. I literally have never hit this goal, which is fine, but it's like, I know meditating makes me feel good. Why? It's like therapy. It's like, why don't I just do it, you know? I'm not putting it as a goal for June. And sometimes, like, I've been going to yoga more, so I'll call that meditating. Sorry, the sun keeps coming in and out. I'm actually gonna try and close the blinds more. That's better. So I'm not gonna have meditate as a goal. I still wanna get into it and everything, but I'm just not gonna make it a goal. So I didn't do it. Financial goals, set aside money for personal training. So when I get paid, I wanna make sure I have the certain amount that I'll need for the full month in my budget. So I did do that last month and this month, check that off. Pay more attention to grocery spending. I didn't really know if I checked this off or not. I said I didn't because I feel like I wasn't as mindful as I wanted to be with grocery spending. Like, I went to Trader Joe's and spent $160. It's like, did you need to do that, you know? Like, I love grocery shopping, but sometimes I'm just like, you need to pay a little bit more attention. So that was another one that I feel like I did not complete. So that was 1 out of 2 for finance. And then Sarah's faves goals, all videos uploaded by Saturday. I was working on a video like 2 times, I think, on Sunday morning and waiting and having it upload. So that did not happen, which is fine, but it's just stressful in the moment when I'm like, okay, the upload is like, I want it to go up in the morning, but maybe it takes a little bit longer and then it doesn't go up until 11 a.m. and I want to be consistent because YouTube pushes consistency and I want my subscribers to know I'm posting a video every Sunday, you know? So that was another thing that I didn't hit. And then upload daily Insta Reels, I did. I missed 1 day, but that was for personal reasons, and I posted every other day. So these are my May goals. I had 4, 3, 7, 9, 11 goals, and I missed 4 of them. So I hit 7 out of my 11 goals. That's pretty good. Pat myself on the back. That's May. Let's go to June. I cannot believe tomorrow's June. When you're watching this, it will be June 1st. I literally just can't even believe that. It's crazy. And this lighting is really irritating me. It's like so white and exposed. I usually just leave my camera on the auto setting, which I would want to be better at, but it's just so much easier for me. Let me try and close the shades just a little more. That feels better, I think. Okay, June goals. So we have the same 4 categories: personal goals, wellness goals, financial goals, Sarah's faves goals. And this time, instead of 11 goals, I have 16, which I want to make sure I'm able to do all of it. But I was just like really in the groove. So here's the page of my goals, and let's dive into them. So I usually just like will read through it, kind of give the why behind it, and then like how I'm hoping to attain that goal. Attain? Yeah, attain. I think that's the right word. Personal goals. Try 1 new restaurant or coffee shop a month. This can be by myself, with Billy, with friends, whoever, but there's so many restaurants in Austin. Like, I have a whole list on my phone of places I want to try that I haven't gotten to yet, and coffee shops. If I can get 2, like 1 restaurant, 1 coffee, that would be great. But if not, I'll just do 1 or the other. Leave work at work. So what I mean by this is like, I will always check my Teams messages, my Outlook, my like phone, like my work phone when I'm at home. And like even on my lunch break, which is like, I should be taking that hour break to not check work, but I still check it. So like this whole mentality is like, leave work at work, you know? Like obviously there's certain things that might come up or whatever, but I really just want to be like, okay, Sarah, it's 5:30, you're done. Like there's no need to check your email. Or like it's 8:15 in the morning, you're not at work yet. There's no need to check your email. And I really, really want to use this when I'm away this summer for like a month or like 3 weeks when I'm traveling. I just want to be like, okay, my out of office has it handled. I don't need to check it, leave work at work. So So that is another goal. Read 5 books. Obviously, I read 8 last month, so I feel like this feels pretty doable, but reading comes and goes, so it really just depends. Find beauty in mundane things. This is something I want to focus in on a lot. I was having a conversation with a friend a little bit about it over Instagram and text today, but like doing the laundry, folding my laundry, doing the dishes, cleaning the house. It's like there is beauty to it, and I think just being like, oh, you know, when I was younger, I wanted to like be an adult and do these things and like have my own apartment with my boyfriend and be able to clean and like, you know, like all those things that you don't think about when you're in the moment, but it's like finding beauty in those small things, even though they can be mundane, and like making them fun. So when I fold laundry, I either listen to a podcast or I watch a YouTube video, and like same thing with doing dishes. So just like, how can you make it more fun that way? But also how can you just like do it and be like, okay, this is not that fun, but like, let's find beauty in that. I don't know if that really makes sense. Make more plans with friends. So this kind of goes back to what I was saying for May about like how I read 8 books. It's like, you know, in my free time, a lot of the time I was reading, or even like when Billy and I were supposed to be hanging out, I was reading, which is fine. Like we like to do our own thing. We like to do separate things, but I want to make more plans with friends. And I think I want to commit to like 1 hangout with a friend per week, like planned. So I'm gonna reach out to some friends this weekend. Billy has a lacrosse tournament, so that like I can find some friend time, and that is one of my personal goals. So those are my 5 personal goals. Let's go into wellness goals. Wellness goals, run it back. 5 wellness goals. 20 minutes outside per day. I spend a decent chunk outside today, or like most days, I feel like. But I want to be intentional about actually carving out that 20 minutes, and I don't want to have like a time restriction on it. So it's like 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at lunch. I just want to say 20 minutes. I'm not really going to time it. I'm just going to like track it in my head of like, okay, I was outside from here to here, or like I was only outside for 5 minutes today when I walked to my car to go to work. Like, let's take Hobie out and like go on a longer walk or whatever. Hit 275-pound deadlift. So my max deadlift is 265 pounds, and 10 pounds is a lot when you add on to that much weight. So I really want to try to get to 275 by the end of this month. That's a goal I have with my personal trainer, and I'm actually going to text him and tell him that too, so he knows. Paddleboard twice. I was talking to a friend in the office yesterday, actually my roommate who I used to live with before Billy moved here, about how we haven't paddleboarded once this year, like this season. And we used to paddleboard a lot last year, so she was like, let's paddleboard, like let's find time to go and all of that. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I might reach out to her to see what she's doing this weekend, or maybe like a lunch break when we work from home next week. Prioritize eating breakfast. This goes along with that protein. I feel like I used to be so good when I worked from home eating breakfast, like making eggs, smoothie, avocado toast, and like now it's just like protein bar out the door, which is great. At least I'm still eating something, but then I'm like, I want more nutrients, like vegetables, protein, eggs, like I want more, you know? So I really want to prioritize eating breakfast. And then off phone for 30 minutes in the AM. I used to be so good at this, but I feel like I have lost that. And a lot of it attributes to my Whoop. So I check like my recovery score in the morning, and that's on my phone, and I like to know how much sleep I got and stuff like that. B, I think a lot of it actually has to do with Instagram and with Sarah's faves, and making sure like I'm replying to DMs and checking up on like my engagement and everything like that, checking my email, like brands, all of that stuff. So those 30 minutes, like all that stuff can wait. Financial goals. Only buy things I don't already own. So what I mean by this is a lot of times I'll see like a new shampoo or a new moisturizer, and I'm like, oh, I want that. Or like, oh, it's only like $12, like I'll just get it. But it's like, right now I have 3 moisturizers, maybe 5 actually, that I could use before bed. Like ultra nourishing, you know, ultra moisturizing creams. It's like, I don't need all of those 5, you know? So just being mindful of that. 5 no spend days. I got this idea from Carter Sullivan, who you all should watch as well. I love her. And she did 10 no spend days, I think, each month, or that's kind of like her goal. I wanted to start with 5. There are some days I'm like, oh, I haven't spent money yet today. And then I'm like, oh wait, I like bought coffee, or oh, I did this or whatever. I don't want to be super restrictive with it, But I do just want to be like, oh, I didn't spend money today. I'm like, that's cool. Let's count that as a day. All credit cards with 0 balance before Europe. So I leave to go home June 27th and I leave for Europe July 5th. So ideally by the time I leave to go home, I want to have $0 balance on all my credit cards. I pay my credit cards in full every single month. I use YNAB, you need a budget. Links always below for a free trial. And I love it and I'm pretty good about it, but I just want to make sure like before I go to Europe, everything is clean slate, $0. Sarah's faves goals. 2 paid partnerships. I got my first paid partnership today, May 31st. So it is in the final stages of being like confirmed and everything. So cross our fingers that it goes through. But I sent them like my rate kit, everything, like what I charge for reels, stories, all of that. So that should be coming to an Instagram near you soon, but we'll see. And then I want another paid partnership. So that was only one, and that was technically, I mean, I guess it'll probably go through the rest of this week, so that will be June, so I'll count that as one, and then hopefully we get another one. If you want to work with me, let me know. My email's down below. And then continue with daily reels. I actually like really enjoyed doing this. It wasn't honestly about like the views or the likes and stuff like that. Of course, I was like, oh cool, this one hit like 2,000, 3,000, but like then this one's at like 300 views. And it's like cool, but I documented my day, all days of May. Like I can go back right now and be like, oh my gosh, I did that day, I did that day. And that's just fun for me. And I don't think it has to be perfect or like curated or whatever. I just like filming whatever comes to mind. Honestly, they only take me like 5 to 10 minutes to make. And for me, it's like just a creative expression. I like to do it. And then the last one is fulfill my requirements for all brands that I work with. So brands I'm an ambassador for, or like the paid partnerships. I have a Google Excel or like Google Sheet, not Excel, that's Microsoft, Google Sheet that says like how many reels and stories and stuff I need to post per month. And I want to make sure I'm fulfilling all those requirements every month. These brands like reached out to me for a reason. They want me to be an ambassador. They're sending me like free product or they're paying me or whatever. And I really want to make sure that I'm doing what was asked, but also like doing it fully. So that was my 3rd goal. Those are all my 16 goals for June. And I'm excited. I'm actually excited for my July reset as well to see like how many of these I actually accomplished. And I keep this open on my desk throughout the whole month at home so I can keep track of it. And then I will pick 4 goals from here to put in my planner. So when I am at work, like in the office, I can still kind of see those. So, excuse me again. You know, seltzer water sometimes gets to you. But let's go through my current favorites for May and then we'll wrap up the June reset. I just had to replace my camera battery, so if the angle or anything changed, that is why. But I wrote my favorites down on my notes app on my phone, and they're random as heck. They're so random, but let's go through them. So I have 8 favorites for the month. The first one being the Normatec recovery legs. Okay, you've probably seen this on my story. I will try to insert a photo here if I figure it out. If not, there will be no photo. But I have been using these every night almost before bed for at least 30 minutes. And they're compression sleeves that you put on your legs, and it pumps out pressure to different areas of your legs to help your body recover from like a workout. So it helps your muscles. They are expensive. They're like $800, but if you have an HSA or FSA account, you can use it on Amazon. So if you are interested, I highly, highly, highly recommend. I have not been getting as sore. I've recovered better. I've been sleeping better. They're amazing. Also with sleep, tart cherry juice. I don't know where I saw this. Like, I don't have TikTok anymore. Well, I re-downloaded it today for a brand, but I don't really use it anymore. It might have been on there. It might have been on an Instagram story or something. Someone somewhere out there was drinking tart cherry juice before bed. And I was like, you know what? I'll do it. It has melatonin. It has, oh my gosh, what's the word? Tryptophan, which is in like turkey that's like why you get tired after Thanksgiving. And I've been drinking it before bed. I also sleep better and sleep like so well after I drink just like a small 8-ounce glass. Speaking of getting ready for bed, we'll just continue with that. My bath tray. So I have like this tray that goes over my bath that I got from Amazon. You can put like a wine glass in. For me, I just do like a little like I put a candle on the left side where the wine glass goes, and then on the right side I'll put like my drink. So if I have this mason jar, there's just like a little circle on it that I can just place down. There's something that I can lift up so I can prop my book up, my iPad, my computer, you name it. I edited my video in the bath the other day, which I will honestly probably do with this video, so I'll be taking a bath as I edit. And I like I've had it for a while, since my last apartment. I just recently rediscovered that I had it because it was on Billy's side of the cabinet. I'm like so like on the cabinet, like woo, okay. And I discovered it and I love it. All right, a couple other things. My Nintendo Switch. I used to play video games with my brother when I was a kid, but like when I say play, I mean I literally was just like the map girl. He'd be like, where is this place? I'd be like, oh, over there, you know, like he included me, but it was just more so like I like wanted to hang out, so I was included, but it wasn't like I was really playing the video game, if you know what I mean. So we have a Switch to play Mario Kart, Mario Party. We recently got Mario Golf. That's been really fun. We played that last night. I play Dreamlight Valley on my own. If I just like don't want to read or I don't want to be on my phone, but I like want to do something fun, like I might play tonight when Billy's gone. It's just been like low-key. I don't really like to watch TV or movies that much unless I'm really in the mood. So it's just like something different for me to be able to do if I want to just like relax and chill. My Lululemon onesie that I just got, it is the crossback Nulu onesie, I believe. I'll try to insert a photo here. Like I said, not sure if it'll come up, but I bought it at our store because it was a one-off. So sometimes when we have one-offs come into the store, we mark them down if we don't have like other ones, and it was a size 6. I'm normally at 8 in top, 6 in bottom, so onesies are a little bit rough. It's kind of compressive in my boobs, so I feel like an 8 would have fit better, but in my legs it feels really good because my pants are always a 6, so, or at least in Lululemon leggings, not always. So I've been loving that. I worked at Pilates today. It held up really well. It felt really good. It's amazing. Speaking of Pilates, another thing of my favorites is Equinox. So you know I do personal training there if you've been around for a bit. I started that about 6 weeks ago, maybe 4 or 6 weeks ago, something like that. And I was really hesitant on joining Equinox for a while. I had friends who did it. They're like, you should do it. I was like, like I just don't know if it's like worth the hype, you know? But it is. I'm here to tell you it is. Their classes are phenomenal. Yes, it's expensive. The community's great. I love my trainer. Like everyone that works there is really nice, and it's so convenient for me to be on that street. Lululemon's right there. Like I love it. So that's been a favorite this month for sure. Converse for working out. I always was like, you know, those people in the gym that wear Converse, they're kind of hardos, right? Like I'm now kind of a hardo, but I'm okay with it. But like, you get such better depth in your squats when you wear Converse because you're flat foot, or your feet are flat, you know, because they don't have really any arch support. So for lifting and like deadlifts and stuff like that, they've been amazing. I just got like the white high tops so that I can also wear them with like outfits and to work and stuff like that. So that has been another one of my favorites. And then random but overnight oats. I have been really liking prepping overnight oats for that high protein breakfast that I was saying for one of my goals. And so those have been really yummy. I usually just do like banana, oats, peanut butter protein powder, milk. Sometimes I'll throw raspberries in there, collagen, chia seeds, hemp seeds. Hemp seeds add extra protein and there's like no flavor. So those are my favorites. That is my May reflection, my June reset, my June goals, all of that good stuff. I hope this inspired you to either create your own goals or whatever you want with it, reflect on your previous month, anything like that. And if this was just a video you watched and listened to and you wanted to get inspired or you were curious about my goals, I appreciate you being here. If you're not subscribed already, please make sure to do so. Every subscriber counts. And like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Turn on those post notifications so you never miss a video. Like I said, I usually upload every Sunday. This upload is going up Thursday. I had a video go up today on Wednesday. Like I'm gonna be at 3 uploads this week, and that is not like me. I usually am 1 upload, but I'm kind of wanting to transition to 2. If you have any video ideas, leave them in the comments below. I was super chatty today. I'm in a good mood, and subscribe like I said if you haven't already. I'm happy you're here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.